Hello guys, and welcome to this video. For the past few weeks we've been discussing the concept of sword and how we can be simplifying swords. But in today's video we're going to be practicing some questions on what we've learned so far to level up our knowledge on swords. If this is your first time coming across my videos, my content, I would urge you to please like the video, leave a comment of what you think about the video below in the comment section, and share the video to students who are really in need of it. Let's get right into the video. So question 1, we are asked to write sword 48 in the form of k sword 3, where k is an integer. Now an integer is a whole number, right? That is, an integer is not a decimal number, it's a whole number. We have to simplify this sword 48 in this form. Are you with me? Alright, and that question is just for 2 marks, very cheap. For question 1, we'll have to simplify sword 48. So I'm looking for 2 numbers that multiplies to give me 48. That one of them is a perfect square. So and the only option I'm seeing is 16 multiplied by 3, because 16 times 3 is also 48, right? So I'm using this because one of these numbers here is a perfect square and that number is 16. So from the laws of sword, when I'm having a multiplication, I'm free to split up the two of them. Right, that is when the sign in between them is a multiplication sign. I'm free to use the law of sword, that is when I have sword m times n, I'm free to split it up. I'm having sword m times sword n, right? I'm going to apply this law in this place now, right, provided that is a multiplication sign that is working there. So this is going to be sword 16 multiplied by sword 3, and square root of 16 here is 4 multiplied by sword 3, right? And 4 multiplied by sword 3 is just going to give us 4 sword 3. Therefore, sword 48 is 4 sword 3. In this case, if you compare this one and k sword 3, you see that k here is 4, and then we have the sword 3. Are you getting what I'm saying? So in this place, k is equal to 4. Are you seeing that? Alright. Now, for question 2, we're asked to simplify. We're asked to write sword 50 in the sum of k sword 2. Just like the first question, sword 50 can be written as square root of 25 times 2, because 25 times 2 will give us 50, right? And it's the best option because one of them is a perfect square, which is this. So if I split this up, I'm having sword 25 multiplied by sword 2. Are you seeing that? And this is a perfect square, and square root of this is just 5 multiplied by sword 2. So when I multiply this together, I'm having 5 sword 2 as my answer. Therefore, sword 50 can be written as 5 sword 2. If you compare with the question, you see that 50 is the question, and then k sword 2. In this case, k here is just going to be 5. So k in this case is 5. For question 3, I'm asked to write 5 sword 27 in the form of k sword 3, where k is also an integer. So 5 sword 27. So this can be written as 5 outside, then multiplied by, because between the 5 and the sword there is a multiplication sign in between them here, right? So I'm splitting it up. So 5 times sword 9 times 3, because this is going to give me 27, right? So if I split this up, I'm going to have 5 multiplied by sword 9 times sword 3. Are you seeing that? So, and this is a perfect square, so I'm going to have 5 times 3 multiplied by sword 3. 5 times square root of this is 3, then multiply by this. So when I multiply all this together, I'm having that 5 sword 27 is just 15 sword 3. In this case, the k here is just going to be the positive integer here. That's k here is going to be 15. Are you seeing that? And for question 4, I'm asked to write 7 sword 20 in the form of k sword 5. 7 sword 20 in the form of k sword 5, just like this question, right? So if I separate this, this is going to be 7 times sword 4 times 5, right? So if I continue working for that, this is going to be 7 times sword 4 multiplied by surd 5. So I'm having 7 multiplied by 2 multiplied by surd 5. And if I combine it together, I'm having that 7 surd 20 can be written as 14 surd 5, right? In this case, K here is just going to be 14. Alright? And then for question 5, we are told to expand and simplify 2 plus surd 3 in a bracket and 2 minus surd 3. 2 plus surd 3 and 2 minus surd 3. So what we have to do is simple, right? We need a gateman at the front of each bracket, and since we don't have one, and since we don't have any gateman, we have to use one bracket or the first bracket to expand the other, but we use the second bracket to expand the first. So this is the first bracket and this is the second bracket. So I can use the first bracket to expand the second. So doing so, I'm picking the first term here. I'm having 2 into everything in the second bracket, 2 minus surd 3, then plus surd 3 into 2 minus surd 3. So if I expand, 2 multiplies this guy and 2 multiplies the other guy there. So 3 multiplies this, and so 3 as well multiplies surd 3. So 2 times 2 is giving us 4, minus 2 times surd 3 is giving us 2 surd 3, then plus 2 times surd 3 is also 2 surd 3, then plus times a minus gives us minus, then surd 3 is surd 9. Are you seeing that? So this is going to be 4. I'm having minus 2. You see they are like surds, right? There is an inner surd here 3, inner surd here 3, so they are like. So minus 2 plus 2 is just 0. So this is gone. So this guy here is gone. So I'm having minus, and square root of this one here is just 3. And 4 minus 3 is 1. So the answer to that question is 1. And it's a very cheap question for 2 marks. So in question 6, we are asked to write 3 plus surd 5 squared in the form of a plus b surd 5, where a and b are integers, right? So 3 plus surd 5 squared. 3 plus surd 5, this is raised to the power of 2, right? So this means we should express this in 2 places. So I'm having 3 plus surd 5, and the same thing again, 3 plus surd 5. That's the meaning of the power of 2 here, right? And it's just like this question, right? So I'm going to use the first bracket to expand the second. So picking the first term here, I'm having 3 into 3 plus surd 5, then plus surd 5 into 3 plus surd 5. Remember, we have to leave our answer in the form of a plus b surd 5, right? And state the values of a and b. Alright, so if we do that, we are having, this is going to give us 9 plus 3 surd 5, then plus 3 multiplies to give us 3 surd 5, plus this and this multiplies to give us surd 25. Are you seeing that? So if I work on this, is going to give me 9. This is a like surd, right? 5 and 5. So I'm free to add the coefficient, that is 3 plus 3 gives me 6 surd 5, right? Then plus, this is a perfect square and it's just giving me 5. So when I add the constant together, I'm having 9 plus 5 giving me 14 plus 6 surd 5. You see that? So this is in the form of a plus b surd c, where our a here, our a is 14, and then our b is just 6, right? And that's a cheap question for 2 marks. And we are told to expand in question 7. We are told to expand 2 plus surd 5, 2 plus surd 5 into 1 minus surd 5. So I'm expanding this with 1 minus surd 5, right? And doing this, we need the gateman, right? So we follow the same principle. So bring out the first term here in the bracket and expand the other bracket. So I'm having 2 into 1 minus sod 5, then plus 5 plus sod 5 rather, into 1 minus sod 5. So 2 times 1 gives me 2, minus 2 times sod 5 gives me 2 sod 5. Then plus 1 times sod 5 gives me sod 5. Then plus times minus gives me minus. Sod 5 gives me sod 25. So I'm having like sod here, so I can say 2. This is minus 2 plus 1. And minus 2 plus 1, just like you're saying, subtract 1 from 2, right? So I'm having minus 1 sod 5. Are you with me? Then minus, this is going to give me 5. Are you seeing that? So I'm picking the constant together now, and the constants here are 2 and minus 5. So 2 minus 5, then minus sod 5. So when you do 2 minus 5, you get minus 3, then minus sod 5. Are you seeing that? So that's the answer to that question. And in number 8, we are told to write 3 minus sod 2 raised to the power 2 in the form of a plus b sod 2, where a and b are integers. And that's a simple question for a cheeky 2 marks. So 3 minus sod 2 all squared. 3 minus sod 2 all squared. Right? So we have 3 minus sod 2 and 3 minus sod 2. So expanding that guy, I'm having 3 into, I'm using this to expand, 3 minus sod 2 and minus sod 2 into 3 minus sod 2. So 3 times 3 gives me 9, minus 3 times sod 2 is 3 sod 2. And then I drop my minus here. So 2 times 3 gives me 3 sod 2. Are you with me? Then minus gives me plus. So 2 sod 2 is sod 4. So I'm having like terms here, right? So I'm having 9. These are like terms. So 2 sod 2. So I'm having the coefficient together. So minus 3 minus 3, that gives me minus 6 sod 2. Are you with me? Then plus, this is a perfect square. I'm having 2. So I'm adding the constant together. So 9 plus 2 gives me 11 minus 6 sod 2. Right? So it's very simple. So we are done. Remember, our answer must be in the form of a plus b sod c. Right? So in this case, our a here is 11 and our b here is going to be minus 6. Are you seeing that? So this is the answer to that question. And in question 9, we are told to expand and simplify. Now I'm going to need your full attention for this question here now, right? I'm told to expand and simplify 2 plus sod 3 squared minus 2 minus sod 3 squared. 2 minus sod 3 squared. Right? Now the one thing I observe, you can do this in two ways. You can first expand this and expand this, or you could use a simple method. Now whenever you see a question that has square on top of it, this one has its own square, this one has its own square, and there's a negative in front of them. Right? Whenever you see a question like that in the form of something square minus another thing square, what will come to your mind immediately is the difference of 2 squares. Right? The difference of 2 squares. There's an easy way to solve questions in this form. Are you getting what I'm saying? If you see a question like x squared plus y squared, this one also, there's an easy way to solve a question on this form. This is the sum of 2 squares, right? For this one is the difference with minus, right? The difference of 2 squares. So whenever you see a question in this form, there's always a way around it. And the way around it is that you're going to have 2 brackets, right? in one bracket you have to add the two of them together, x plus y, and in one bracket you have to subtract them together, so you have x minus y. This is the approach to questions in this form. You understand? So when I have questions like a 4 squared minus 2 squared, this question is in the form of x squared minus y squared. Are you with me? I'm going to apply the difference of two squares, and in applying that, I'm opening two brackets, right? Where this one is our x and this is our y, just like this form. I'm comparing it with this. Are you getting what I'm saying? Our x is 4 and our y is 2. Right? So if you understand that, in one bracket they say I should add x plus y together. So in one bracket I'm adding x plus y, that is 4 plus 2 inside 1. And in the other one I'm to do x minus y, that is 4 minus 2. Are you seeing that? And 4 plus 2 is 6 in this bracket. And in the other bracket I'm having 4 minus 2 is 2. So when I multiply together, I'm having 12 as my answer. Very simple, right? So I'm going to apply the difference of two squares in this video, right? So you sit tight and watch and understand how it works. So for this question now, having understood that we have a question in this form, it must be in the form of x squared minus y squared, right? So we're going to assign it now. This bracket here should be our x, and this bracket here should be our y. That's the first thing to know, right? Everything inside here is x, and everything inside here is our y, right? I'm comparing it with this. So expanding this, we said we're going to have x plus y in one bracket, and the next bracket we're having x minus y. Are you seeing that? So in one bracket I'm adding everything here plus everything here, x plus y. So I'm going to open that bracket, and I'm having 2 plus 3, which is my x, plus my y, which is a 2 minus 3, right? I'm putting this in the bracket again because this sign is going to expand the bracket here, but never mind, you understand. So I'm done with this bracket now. For the next bracket I'm having x, and x is everything here, so 2 plus 3, then minus y, that's everything here. Open the bracket again, 2 minus 3. Carefully. Are you seeing that? Now I will tell you the mistake most students make. Most students make a mistake of not putting a bracket in this inner term. Whenever something is binomial, right? Whenever it is binomial, always, whenever you are expanding that binomial expression or equation, always put a bracket there. You understand? So that whatever close to the bracket, we expand the bracket. So if I didn't put a bracket in this place now, I didn't put a bracket here, it's possible for me to get a wrong answer. Why? Because this sign here is supposed to multiply everything inside here, and this sign here is supposed to multiply everything inside this one by one. Do you understand the logic? That's why I have to put a bracket here. All right, so having understood that, we have 2 plus 3. Now plus times 2 is plus 2. Are you seeing that? Plus times minus now is minus. Then we have 3. Are you seeing that? I'm done expanding this. Then for this one, you see that there's no bracket again here, right? So we have 2 plus 3. Now minus times 2 is minus 2. And minus times minus gives me plus. I would have made a mistake here if there was no bracket. I would have assumed here would be minus, whereas it was supposed to be plus. So minus times 2 gives me minus 2, and minus times minus gives me plus. Then I have my 3. So if you have done that, you collect like terms in this bracket here. Collecting like terms here, you are having 2, which is this, plus 2. I'm collecting the constant. Then the surd now, I'm having plus 3. Then minus 3. Are you seeing that? Then for this bracket, I'm collecting the constant first, that is 2 minus 2, then plus 3 plus 3 again. Are you seeing that? So if you've done that, you have 2 plus 2 in this bracket here. The constant here will give me 4. Then in this place here, the surd, I'm adding the constant to give me this, and then I'm to add the surd, or subtract the surd rather. So I'm saying 1 here, 1 3 minus 1 3, that's 0, right? That means everything in this bracket is just 4 plus 0. Do you understand? This gave me 4. Then 1 sod 3 minus 1 sod 3 is 0. Then for this bracket, I'm having 2 minus 2. This one here is giving me 0. Then plus 1 sod 3 plus 1 sod 3. That's 2 sod 3. Do you understand? Because there's a 1 here. So that 1 plus this 1 here give me 2, then sod 3. Then if I add what's here, 4 plus 0 is 4. For this bracket is 4. And then for the other bracket, 0 plus 2 sod 3 is 2 sod 3. Are you understanding what I'm doing? So basically, I'm just going to multiply this bracket and this together. You understand, right? So 4 will multiply 2 there to give me 8 sod 3 as my final answer. Are you seeing that? I see how simple it is, right? Alright, so for the next question, we are asked to rationalize the denominator. I'm having 6 over sod 3. That should be question 10. 6 over sod 3. I'm just going to multiply both numerator and denominator by the denominator. We've discussed this before, right? So I'm multiplying here by the denominator and down to by the denominator. Are you seeing that? So 6 multiplies sod 3 to give me 6 sod 3. And sod 3 times sod 3 is sod 9. And that sod 9 is just 3. Right? So I can actually cut something here. 3 cut this to give me 2. Are you seeing that? And I'm having 2 sod 3 over 1 is still 2 sod 3. So this is the simplified answer. And for question 11, I was told that, that's the last question actually. I was told to rationalize the denominator of x over sod x. And it's a simple question for 2 marks. So I'm told to rationalize x over sod x. So basically, just like this first question here, just like question 10, multiply up by sod x and down by sod x. Are you seeing that? So x times sod x is x sod x all over sod x is just x. Are you seeing that? Now x here can trash this one. So what's left is just sod x as the final answer. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one. And please make sure you leave a comment of what you think about the video in the comment section and like the video and share it to students. God bless you.